CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video, and in today's video, guys, we have your season 68 sneak peek. This one is crazy. Strap yourselves in. It's gonna be a lot to go over, but I'm very interested to see what you guys are gonna think of this one. So, first off, out of the gates, we're headed for a longer cruise, as Mr. Hammerman is telling us right here, and what that entails is a 4-week season. Okay. So we're headed for a longer cruise, so we decided to pack all the stuff left over from the Proto Troop Cup. We will again need more engine power, and this time we had to even extend the landing crafts to fit everything. So, brand new thing this season, guys. Let's start off with that. We have a landing craft boost. So, that allows you to carry more troops on your boats. So, a max landing craft has a troop capacity of 26. When we boost it with 32 keys, that allows us to have a troop capacity of 30, which is going to be great once you guys see the troops that we're working with for this season. So we got clone rifles, we got hidden warriors, we got bullet, we got a crazy tree right out of the gate. Before we do that, let's take a second and let's go over the season stats and the deck layouts, okay? So let's check out the stats. So the season stats are even across the board, aside from the potential boost. So there's two multi-nodes with 40 and 60% GBE, and then 40 and 30% troop health or troop damage. So just keep that in mind just when we're talking about everything, to have a look at what we're going to have for the season. So potentially a lot of gunboat energy, but you know, how many people are going to pick that over troop health or troop damage? Probably depends on the troops that you're using, right? But yeah, so the takeaway is we're looking at somewhat of a balanced tree. We'll quickly go over the decks here. So we do have some very interesting decks this season. I will give them that. Especially at 2 ER, we've got 2 ramps, 3 holes, which is interesting, but not many people spend that much time at 2 ER, although with a longer season, more people will this season. So that's 2 ER. This is 3 ER. And 1 big giant ramp in 3 ER. So the thing to keep in mind on not so much 2, but definitely 3, is it is kind of a big deck for 3 engines, so we're looking at slower attack times. 4 ER, we've got almost a wide open deck, which is kind of crazy. Lots of holes, we got the huge ramp at the bottom and then the smaller ramp up at the top. 5 ER is 1 ramp only. The ramps are important because the decks become much easier to attack when you don't have to drop when you have options to drop from different sides, because it's hard to defend both sides. So yeah, just to take into consideration. 6 ER looks pretty much the same. We quickly look back at 5. 6 is the same except cutting off a ramp. Or no, 5 has 1 ramp too, so not much difference. 5 and 6, and then we go into 2, 4, 6. This is 7. So we have 8 engine rooms this season, which is crazy. So this is the 7th deck. We got 2 ramps, and looks pretty standard for 7 ER deck. Boom. Then we got 8 ER. 8 ER is cut back to 1 ramp. So I think 8 ER is going to be better than 6 ER, and we'll take a look at the tech tree next and see if that's going to actually play out. So yeah, very interesting starting troops. We got the proto rifleman. Oh no, if you guys have watched the previous season where we had clone rifles, I cannot stop myself from calling them proto riflemen. I don't know why. But anyway, so we've got the clone rifles. We also have the hidden warriors. So the hidden warriors are warriors that hide under smoke by themselves. The tribal warrior is hidden from enemy buildings and attacks, allowing him to sneak into enemy lines undetected. But once he starts attacking, the enemy will attack back. So he's invisible until he starts hitting something, and then he becomes visible. So he's very interesting. He can be very strong depending on the meta. I think early on he's going to be very good. Obviously he's going to be faster than the clone rifleman. I don't see a need to pick up bullet right away. Very expensive. We also have the option of getting brick depending on which way we want to go. I think just quickly looking at this, I haven't obviously made on my path just yet, but it looks like the bottom path is a little bit better because we get the extra gunboat ability, and then we also have Sky Shield, even though it's only level 1, right out of the gates. Then obviously we've got troop health, mines, sniper towers if we go back there. You'll notice everything, all of the defenses have unit boosts on them. We'll talk about that in a minute. So as we move forward from 3ER, we got boom mines right away. We have some stuff that we're not going to get. Cryotanks, no. Mechs, no. Especially not with a negative node. That wouldn't make any sense. I only upgraded Grens to Tick 2 here just to show you the next engine room, so you can ignore that. We got another Sky Shield, so we potentially have 2 Sky Shields before 4ER, which is kind of crazy. And then we got tanks, gunboat energy. I think it's going to be pretty defensive right out of the gate because even though we've got some pretty cool troops, we've got a lot more defenses. I mean, 2 Sky Shields and rocket launchers, like that's a lot of firepower. As we move forward, we've got our landing craft boost that we talked about here. It is expensive, and I mean, for 4 troop capacity, it just depends on the troops you're using, right? So it could end up being a big difference. It could end up meaning no difference, depending on what you're doing. So after that, we got boom cannons. So everyone will have to get boom cannons before anyone gets to rocket chopper. So that's our first strong troop. We also have the option of getting Captain Rodero, or you can go the top path and get Kavan. Now, I think the more attractive thing for most people is probably going to be get rid of the boom mines. Or do we have boom mines unlocked just yet? No, but I guess you can switch it to later on. So yeah, I think Rodero and rocket choppers are going to be super strong out of the gates. And I believe if we look at the rocket chopper troop capacity, reserve size of 11, 30 divided by 11 is what? 2.7 versus 24 divided by 11 is 2.1. So either way, you can still only hold 2. Wait, is it 2 per boat? Honestly, not sure. But it looks like it's not going to change based on that quick little chicken math. Then we got probably get troop damage right over here as we move forward. We got a heavy boost right after that. And then you'll notice that the key costs are different because we've got 8 engine rooms this season. But let's just keep going and look at the entire tech tree. So after 5 ERs, we've got a couple different troops. We've got prototype. We can go defensive here if we want to go with critter launchers into building health. The first building health, so that's obviously going to be important. Or you can play the skip ahead route and you can go Zuka, artillery, shock bomb. Maybe if you're doing really well with rocket choppers and you're already into diamond, you could consider going this path. And then we've got 6 ERs, which will lead you to early Seekers if that is where you want to go. So Seekers are going to have shock bombs. They're not going to have shock launchers to deal with just yet. They will potentially have to deal with the... sorry, I'm scrolling too fast. The building health route. And potentially 2 Sky Shields. So, but you can have bullet, Seekers, shock bombs, not dealing with any shock launchers. That seems pretty strong to me. Shock launchers are right around the corner. So, I mean, you know, it'll be fairly quick for that to happen. We also have heavy choppers right after the 6th engine. So, I mean, based on the length of the tree, they're kind of early, at least earlier than they have been in previous seasons. So I think they put them there because it's getting really defensive at this point, especially with the DVD, the shock launchers. You know, we've got the option to basically have all the defense at this point. You know, pretty much. There's no other. Oh, there's not cannons yet. But yeah, we kind of built everything else out at this point. So moving forward, we can just take a quick look at some of these negative nodes. Pretty significant. Pretty significant. Probably go with the critter launcher on that one. And then we got barrage. Then we've got our 7th engine. So the 7th engine doesn't really offer that much. There's only actually 4 nodes you can get before moving forward to, well, there's 8 nodes technically, but we could go this way and go prototype. A lot of defense, guys. A lot of defense this season. Not so much in stats, but certainly on buildings and extra nodes and stuff. And then we can go cannons. And we actually do not have bombardiers in this tech tree. How crazy is that? Okay, so that makes the rocket chopper choice a lot easier, I guess. Everyone's going to be playing HCRC. I kind of see that as a problem because there's not really any other viable troops, right? It's HCRC or heavy choppers and seekers. Because what else is going to get you through on fast times? Essentially nothing. So that's interesting. Interesting. So we'll see how that works out. But just to give you guys kind of a brief overview of what we're working with this season, we'll go over these last few notes here. So that's the extra stat node that we were talking about, 60, 40, 40. Extra mines here. We do have a remote hack by itself, which is pretty cool. This is a really good after 8 engines. So I mean, to get 8 engines, to get to that, I feel like that's better. We also got a remote defib, which is great for a couple different things. Even if we are using, like if you're thinking HCRC, defib doesn't resurrect rocket choppers, you are right, but sometimes you can use that to take out engine rooms by itself if your rifles are strong enough. So like I said, a lot to break down, a lot to go over. I hope that gives you guys just kind of a decent overview of the season. Again, it is going to be a 28-day season. The one thing we didn't go over are the chest strength values, so those are going to be the same. So that just means slower progress. You're getting 1 tech node per day if you're not ranking up really quickly. So obviously, as with every season, we want to try and do that. So 20 keys in the gold chest, 22 on the diamond still, and 25 in legendary. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be an interesting season. So you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. Appreciate you watching, and good luck out there. Let me know what you're thinking for this season, and we'll catch you next one, guys. Check it out. Backpack.